DJ Kills on Jones, you better remember the name. DJ.
We didn't want to use 50 Cent and shoot bad guys. Like,
I mean, that's what he does in real life.
Well, he's not, you know, selling.
Anymore.
What's he doing? Selling, what's he pushing now? The
Vitamin
headphones.
Vitamin Water, that's SK,
you
got the Boxing Promotions.
A constant entrepreneur. Constant. It is 3:12, so I know that we're done in 18 minutes. So if you do have questions, I would like for you guys to just kind of line up. I'm going to go through this a little bit faster. Supercommuter refers to their music as chip hop, the first time that the term is used.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Really? That was the first time I heard the term, and that was when I heard supercommuter. They described that's one of the genre tags.
I'm learning it.
Amazing music, so go check that out if you can. Samurai Champloo, Sidetracked. Oh man, Samurai Champloo, one of the greatest, series. The music's amazing. Nujabes, who passed away, an amazing producer from Japan, and Fat John did all the music, so I highly recommend checking out Champloo if you ever can. The video game came out on PlayStation 2, and so go check that out if you can. I think that was another win for hip-hop and gaming. Activision releases a game called DJ Hero in 2009.
Yep. Jay-Z.
Right, they did the Jay-Z Eminem edition, the Renegade edition or whatever.
Never been afraid to say what's on my mind at any given time of day.
So they know a thing or two about partnerships and making money, as I was saying. So yeah, that was DJ Hero. You ever played DJ Hero?
No, is it fun?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Is that DJ Hero? Is that the one with
Crazy.
Is that the one with the dedicated large hardware at the turntables?
Yeah, it's turntable, but it's really dope. It's really dope. And it's cool you get to play out your favorite DJ's remixes. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
Nice. They made a couple sequels of that one. Def Jam Rap Star came out a few years ago. I don't know if
that's a fun family game, real talk.
It was karaoke, but like
Hard.
it's hard.
It was so dream.
When you say family, ironically, they have I think they're like uncut versions of the songs in it. So yeah, not all the way for the family, but it's fun though to be able to live out your. They have like they have not just Def Jam guys, so I thought that was cool. That's another fun one to try for the kids. My favorite, the Black Eyed Peas released this on Wii and Xbox 360 in 2011. Has anybody played that? You got it? Is it good?
Hell no.
Experience is the key.
Black Eyed Peas is more pop than hip-hop though, man. I can't really rock
It
with that.
still wasn't that good, even
Yeah, it still wasn't that good. Yeah, you're right.
The
Just
whole
their
game
time.
is just grinding for experience points.
That's an example of someone just trying to take advantage of the culture and not actually add to the culture. That's the way I feel about that.
You mean the band, the Black Eyed Peas?
Elephant. Shots fired.
Shots fired.
Hey, Will I Am is my favorite MC. So
Who's not?
no, he's an amazing producer. Yes, he is. Absolutely amazing. All right, Activision again partners with Eminem to create a song for Call of Duty Ghosts in 2013. They made the song like an exclusive, like a pre-order thing. They did really well with with the cross promotion. It was Eminem's first album in like 5 years. So again, Activision on the pulse of what makes money and making that happen. So I think that's the most recent one. Oh, and Random, aka Mega Ran, plays PAX Prime in 2013. That was awesome. I definitely will
That was a good
hold that up as one of my career highlights to be able to play on the PAX stage. It was a lot of fun. Fun story about that is that it was like an all Mega Man night. It was myself, Big Brigade, and the Proto Man that played that night. And right before I went on, the stage manager, who was always cracking jokes, he's like, "So, have a good show, man." And I was like, "Thanks." And he's like, "Oh yeah, Kishi Inafune's out in the front row. Have fun." And he's like, I was like, wait, what? So, those of you don't know, Inafune created Mega Man. like my hero, and he was right in the front row.
Oh.
And I had a few extra beads of sweat that night, but it went really well. I got a chance to meet him afterwards, and his Jewish translator told me that he loves the music, and I'm looking forward to my number 9. I'm really about you. All right.
Now, 2 things. One, 2012's Twisted Metal that David Jaffe put out. I actually did a soundtrack to that too. So when you finish the game, right after Rob Zombie plays, you hear Hip Hop Gamer song on Twisted Metal, and I performed it at Webster Hall in New York. Crazy, son. I had everybody going crazy. Like, what? Throwing their little fingers up. It was crazy. And
That's a sign of approval in hip hop.
and that's crazy right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and then there's a game called Infamous Second Son. Like, I hope you guys love that game. Like, if you got a chance to play it on the PS4. But I'm actually working on a song for that, and I wanted to share something with y'all just real quick. If y'all get mine, is that all right? Had that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, my time is now. I'm on a mission just to get it, so you gotta feel the way that I go hard. These bars are a problem, don't try to solve it. One shot smokes with the revolve. This song is a message not to be messed with. Second son, sick and with the death wish. Bow down to the best kid, best one. Second and done the second son. Rise up with the best of dumb infamous. That's the way that we gotta be. Spit my life all up in these streets, from the bottom to the top. Motherfucker gotta eat now. Watch me roll, watch me rise. Put your hands up if you wanna get shot one time. For the brothers, everybody gotta feel the same. Rolling with the most of the killing to get it, and this is me infamous. Boom!
I have a question, man. Did Clippy help you put this presentation?
Yes. How did you know? So anyway, we're gonna end with that. But I don't know if you all remember the screen from Zelda 2. But anyway, though, if you have any questions, come on up, step on up to the microphone. Let's speak your piece. Also, cheap plug, there is a performance going on tomorrow night with myself, MC Frontalot, The World is Square, and many more at a place called Great Scott. Come on out and see that. There should be flyers around. This gentleman has more. Also, if you're interested in any merchandise, I brought a whole lot of stuff. The least or the less that I bring to take back home, then I don't have to pay as much in baggage fees. So I have CDs, shirts, and posters over here. So if you're interested, I'll help you out with that. Now, questions.
Hello?
Okay. Hey.
Hi. I have a question for Hip Hop Gamer about starting your own platform or trying to get when it seems to be kind of hard to get through the door for the traditional gaming press.
Right.
Is it just always more advantage to create your own platform? Do you think that, because I'm just speaking as someone that I find it easier, let's say, to get stuff written, put out by Vice or by some non-gaming thing, about games.
Well, one of the things that I found effective is, okay, so you got the majors and the IGNs and stuff like that. I don't go that route at all, alright? What I actually did, and I'm not saying it's gonna work for you, but I know it could work. So I'm just trying to speak from a fact. But you got like a lot of websites, like DualShockers, I'll give you an example. They're not considered the major, but they upper indie like a mug, like you know what I'm saying, they're real big. So they are looking for new people. So you gotta kind of find people that are looking for what you already have or what you're doing, and then you'll get access to E3, you get access to all these places. The moment you get there, that's the best time to network and connect with the right people. Because then y'all see your stuff like, yo, I need that, this is crazy. Never sell yourself short. You know what I'm saying? They actually need you to really make their content shit hot. You see what I'm saying? So I would say just like being at PAX, associate yourself with the people that need what you have, and then you get a working relationship with those people, and they'll take you further with your craft, and then the world get a chance to see it more. And once they see it and it's consistent, then you have your own position in this industry. Then you'll be able to do whatever the hell you want. Real talk.
Kind of a two-part question. One is, have you heard the Punch-Out song with Static Selected and Big Sugar?
Yo, Static Selected is my fool, sir.
Yeah, have you heard that? And that, I guess you have. the second part is, do you want to hear that at PAX East live as badly as I do?
Oh, so
That would be amazing.
That'd be crazy.
That's-
man.
that
For those
is-
that haven't heard it, it's basically like the leader of one of the guys, like the original Gangstar Foundation members, like talking about firearms over the Punch Out.
Oh, wow.
It's
It's an
ridiculous.
awesome track.
It's great.
So yeah, Google that or take a note of that if you can and check it out. It's a guy named Big Shug. It is called Punch Out.
It would probably
It's really
confuse the
awesome.
hell out of people here, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, but
I
they
just want to see that. I just want to see people.
But it's fun. But yeah, don't be scared.
Also, just on another unrelated note, it's dope to know that Hot 97 is a gaming person now. I did not know that. So.
Yeah, so thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, man. Stay
I'll
tuned,
check with
man.
that.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it, man. Seriously.
As a child of hip hop and gaming in general, and also urban environments, I've always found it difficult to do anything but console games or arcade games. I understand there's a lower bar of entry, so you go to your bodega and challenge somebody in Street Fighter, but I've always been a PC head. I didn't get a console until I was much older. And it's awkward, trying to get into games like League of Legends and other, high platform, PC games and not see other hip hop fans, other people of color. Are you making any efforts to help integrate that specifically for you, hip hop gamer? I mean, I hear mostly that you're a console guy, you work for Sony and stuff, but do you do anything?
No. I don't work for Sony. I work with.
My apologies. After the Xbox One little board you had up, it sounded like you were for Sony. It sounded like you were saying Nintendo and Sega.
Oh, no. I rock with everything, but PS4 is my preferred. Yeah.
So on that front, what do you think we can do to get more urban-centric gamers into PC gaming?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why a lot of more urban-centric gamers aren't really into it because PC is not really mainstream. Because a lot of times when you really get the most out of PC, you gotta build your rig and stuff like that. So what I'm actually trying to do right now, I'm real good with Razer, and I actually want to talk to them today if I can. But I wanted to tell Razer that, hey, look, you're missing out on a lot of stuff. I think we should come together. I have a lot of outlets now, and people that watch me. Let's do something more PC oriented. Because there's companies and there's people that want to get involved in it, but sometimes they just don't know how, or they will be intimidated. So it takes that one person to step out, and I'm willing to do that.
It's one of those things where you go to an MLG event and you see, like, League of Legends currently has one black gamer.
Yeah, and see, that's the same thing you just said.
Yeah.
Now, in game journalism, right, I had the same problem that you're talking about right now. But look at me now, I'm sitting up here with y'all. See what I'm saying? Think I give a damn, we won't do it. You know what I'm saying? So what I would suggest is, whether in your community and things that I'm trying to do, partner with the people that are in control of getting those particular devices, and then you take those devices to your own areas and show it to your own people. And when you show Razer that you can create a community of want your shit, now they take you seriously and give you everything you want. And now then you'll see more of a black, not to say black urban, but you see more of a black community, within that space. But sometimes it takes a voice from us to make it happen, because it's not going to happen by itself.
Thank you.
No doubt, dog.
Thank you so much. I'm sure.
My name's Gary.
What's up, G?
My stage name's Bishop Man. I've actually been rapping for about 22 years.
Oh, say some shit right now. You say your family, say some shit right now. What's up?
Doing what you love, may see, matter, reach, as reason not teach, in the rhetoric of lesson plans. That's all we need to lend a hand. If you love to sing, just do your thing. Step up, grab the mic, began, about the stage fright and strange light. If you think because you love it, then the audience will know. When it's obvious you grow, you take a deep breath, you make it step, just small than the one before. Continue to step up and knock on the door. Get your foot in as soon as the door opens. Don't waste moments, hope it never closes. Open your eyes and remain out alive. Just do your thing because it is no try. No matter what you love, just go out and do it. Don't let other people screw with your plans and your dreams. Your hands as they see. Like they're losing strength to hang on. Just do what you love and your love will stay strong. 16-bit game you would have played on the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. It's kind of a role-playing game based around my music. But my question is, with the combining of hip hop and music, how do I get my music into games, or are there avenues that make it easier for the gaming community to get together with the hip hop community, and how can we get that?
Can I tell you a little bit of this? Yeah, it's a tough one. It really is, because there's no really no win on it. But part of it is probably taking a combination of what I do and what Hip Hop Gamer does. Get out to events, shake hands, get to know people, pass off a lot of music, build your brand, build your your network. Make sure your music is quality, of course. And work with some top-notch, not just producers or other artists, but mixing and mastering and things like that. Make sure your stuff is ready to go, and just get to know a lot of people and make sure that they all know. The persistence part, I would say, definitely from Hip Hop Gamer, is stay persistent, knock on the doors, emails, and work on it. But I would also say try to avoid, the cliche route, or if a game is about a certain thing and then rapping about that certain thing. I mean, things like that isn't always going to work. So I would say just stay open-minded and well-rounded, and just make sure your stuff is super slick and ready to go. Make sure it's tight and undeniable. And it's such a hard, weird thing to say.
I got something else to add. I'm sorry, I got something else to add. One of the best things you can do right now, like tonight, you know what I'm saying? I'm serious about this shit. Tonight, this is what I would tell you. ReverbNation.com. Right? When you go to ReverbNation.com, the moment you sign up, what they do is almost every day or every 2 days, they send you opportunities. So they'll say, hey, look, we're having this thing in Phoenix. It's free, just show up. And anybody in music, you know what I'm saying, be there. And what you have to understand is that a lot of people that you see doing video game soundtracks right now, like my man Michael Omalo, I just did an interview with him, right? This dude did the soundtrack of Strider, okay? But his background is hip hop and rock and roll and stuff like that. He's done music already. So that's the type of person that would go to these festivals. And in the game industry, they look for people in the music industry to cross over and do that. So when you if you sign on the Reverb Nation right now, they'll send you daily things to meet those type of people for free. All right? So you want to do that shit like ASAP. And then you know me now, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me.
Yeah, co-sign on that. I've gotten the song I made Splash on into a lot of TV shows and movies because of just, weird opportunities that come up. So stay connected with places like Reverb Nation and follow up. You might have to do a lot of traveling when you're on down. You might have to do a lot of cold emailing and calling, but it's worth it though.
It'll be worth it. And also look at the credits of names. Like when you play a game or if you watch a movie, anybody that does music for any medium, look at the credits of those names. When you look at those names, make sure you have a LinkedIn account, even if you gotta pay for it. Like get a LinkedIn account so you contact those people directly with your shit. They looking for what you got. Trust me. Cool.
Thank you. We have 5 minutes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, first I got a comment for Hip Hop Gamer. Thanks a lot for just getting in there and reminding everybody that rappers have already been nerds forever. It's not new. It's
Love you, dog. I love you saying that. So
anything special. Alter egos have always been part of rap and that kind of stuff. Comic books. But my question is actually for two nerdcore rappers. When you get home from tour and you have your piles and your stacks and stacks of cash, and you're swimming in it like Scrooge McDuck, and you're done with that, do you buy a gold-plated NES controller or a solid gold 24-karat 27 die? Thank you.
I actually, I no longer, good question, Richie. I no longer Scrooge McDuck with the tour money because it gives you a staph infection. I stop at banks along the way and deposit it. That's my advice.
That's the old school D&D gamer in you.
I go with the NES controller, definitely. I'm an NES guy. Thank you so much, Jay.
Yeah, I had a question about, I'm sorry, it's just Mega so cool. You're one of my favorites, so I'm a little flustered.
Wow.
Don't be flustered.
Have any of you guys been approached soundtrack for, in respect of like how Pharrell did the soundtrack for Despicable Me, how he did the orchestration for all of that. Have you guys been approached by anybody, and as a tag on to that, like what soundtrack would you guys like to work on a video game, upcoming or previous one?
Oh shit. I love that question.
I've had some songs in games. I've never been approached to do like the scoring for a whole game. My keyboardist Gabi did the scoring for a game called Word Realms, and he wants to do lots more of those, but he doesn't know how to network and get it all figured out. I try to help him, but I don't know either, so I'm not helpful.
Yeah, it can be difficult. And they're really wanting.
I would love to get approached to do that. I think that people are always looking for scores for video games and not so much like a bunch of music with lyrics, especially not a bunch of music that has lyrics that are so dense that you get distracted from the game.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. I think as vocal artists, we're probably less likely to get a scoring job like that. But I've done some songs, like some in-credit songs, like a hip-hop gamer for a few mobile games. There was this game, the first one I did was this game called Casper, like 4 or 5 years ago on my phone. It was pretty fun. And I've done a few since then with indie stuff. So yeah, I would love to do that. Like, I feel like I would like to get the opportunity to score something like an RPG, just to be able to kind of flex my chops. But I know a bunch of composers, and they all tell me like, you have to create a project to let people know that you're into doing that. So make an instrumental project. So that's what I'm working on now. So you guys get the first scoop that hopefully by maybe beginning of next year, I'm going to release like a composition album of my own with no lyrics on it. That I think would be a good theme music for RPG. I've been playing a lot of Bravely Default.
Yeah.
And so I really like that game, and so that gave me a lot of inspiration. So
me personally, real quick, it'll be God of War that I will score, and I know a lot of people that play violin and do all types of shit. I'll get together all of them, add a little hip hop flavor to it, and just take different jazz, all types of different stuff, put it together. It'll be a ill hip hop gamer project, and when you kill somebody, in God of War, you know that it was inspired by the way I did that music. Get this card. Yo,
you got a card?
Eric, get that card from him, please. This is my man Eric Burns Clothing. This is my dude. He make the clothes. He has to make hip hop gamer clothes. You need to holler at this dude right here. So he's the truth.
One of the games I would have dreamed to do is a PS2 game, State of Emergency, that Rockstar did.
Oh yeah, that was a fun game.
Oh shit, I love that, bro.
Yeah,
seriously,
it's been awesome.
Cool, man. Let's stay in touch. I want to chat with you before we leave too. So thank you. We are over time, but let's get these two really quickly before we go.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
What's good,
man? I just wanted to add one thing real quick. I know you're low on time, but in 2010 at E3, Eminem actually did a concert. Activision held like a huge concert. Usher was there. You know what I'm talking about?
I remember that.
I was there with the DualShock.
I think that was my first E3 2010. Yeah, I remember that. Activision was on my list a lot, and they could be and I mean, I give them a lot of crap for what they do, like Call of Duty and all that stuff. But they're doing a lot for bringing hip hop into the mainstream. So but it would have been all Activision. But thank you for that.
No doubt. And I have a question for Frontalot, because I seen you weren't getting many questions, and one popped in my head. What was the moment you decided to reveal your identity? And did you ever have a moment where you regretted it, or did you ever have a moment where you were like, I'm not gonna do it? And can you tell us that a little bit?
I just wasn't going to, and then the press started covering nerdcore, and the press does not like covering things that appear to be snide pranks. They're like, this kid does not seem to be a real person. So then they look, then they do research, and then they're like, I hear that your name's Damien Hess, and then I freaked out. All right, here's a photograph of me. I don't know, it must have been like 2002 or 3.
Did you ever have a moment where you were like, oh, I'm not gonna tell him?
Oh, I regretted it immediately. Still.
Alright, thank you. And one last thing. Hip-hop, do you have any more hints that you can give us about how hip-hop and gaming can come together from your Pod 97 experience, like any little teasers? And I'm out. Thank you.
Alright, cool, no problem. Well, honestly, there's something definitely in the works, and when I mentioned Shade 45 and Status Selector, the show-off show, we got a project that we trying to put together called There's Levels to This Shit. So we trying to utilize different rappers and different entertainers as levels to get to the boss. So when you think of Platinum, when you think of Slaughterhouse, who's the boss? You know what I'm saying? Who does Slaughterhouse lead to overall? Who runs Shady? Alright then, so stay tuned.
Nice.
Greetings, guys.
Yes, sir. You're the last question, make it good.
Well, actually, I'm a rapper and also a beatmaker, and I like to join the label Video Game Music and Hip Hop, and I'd like to spit something really quickly for you.
Hell yes!
Do it! And that vibe, something beaming through my eyes, then I noticed that the sky was something orange on the rise. Grabbed some coffee from the kitchen. Now I start to realize that it's vigilante time and all the fun is in the night. Head upstairs to my wardrobe, decides to make a strong bro. All of our models are ladies, I was playing my clothes like a soul below. Back in the black with all my clothes, all I start walking evading notes. Telekinetic, my truck on the oath, they thinking me cattle and Idaho. I blast off, set sails, no cast off. Rocket ships and gas off. And I get that rap gold off, that soul, then when I slow. Within the air like flag poles, I stay closed and Tony Toast and all black clothes. And vigilante, boss dog, man's spirit, Batman, Dark Knight, Matt Black, Lemmy. Reason like Andre, to the streets so Sandra, sun's up, night's over. Back to the cave, my sanctuary. I'm vigilant, Spider-Man, where's man? Jane Watson, even stalking, and man, that made dreams on. Feeling those good, that's there we go.
They have a cypher every year, you know what I'm saying? So I'm partnered with, 50 Cent, this is 50.com. So my man Zach Thriller, he got this new joint called 16 or Better. I was actually on the So listen, 16 or Better, I really think you'll be a good fit for that. So I got your card now. We're gonna try to make that happen for New York, baby. Let's get it out. What's up, dog?
Real Gamer News. DJ Killzone Jones, better remember the name. DJ Killzone Jones, better remember the name.